our first speaker tonight, Major Cowan III. It's never too late to keep a promise. It's never too late to keep a promise. Major Cowan III.
Good afternoon. By show of hands, how many of you can say that you truly have at least one best friend? I know I can. Oh, wow, that's most of us in here today. Okay, great. I'm going to tell you a story today about my best friend. You see, his name is Quincy T. Wood. Yep, Quincy T. Wood. I met Quincy my freshman year in college. We hit it off. Well, it kind of go that way, but let me tell you how it went. See, Quincy came to school about 2 days late. I already met his roommate. My dorm room was right beside his. So when Quincy came to school, I was sitting in his dorm room, sitting on his bed, playing spades with his roommate. Quincy stood in the doorway. Quincy said, is this your room? I said, nah, my room is next door. How you doing? Then he said, well, how about you get off my bed? I stood up and I said, how about you make it? Now, the funny thing about this is Quincy is about 6'3", 6'4", 250 pounds. Me, on the other hand, I'm about 150 pounds wet on a good day. Quincy could have picked me up, took me off his bed, threw me into my dorm where I would have stayed, but he didn't do that. He just smiled with a big smile and said, see, I like you already because you're just as crazy as I am. From that moment on, we hit it off. Wherever you saw Major, you saw Quincy. Wherever you saw Quincy, you saw Major. We became such good friends that we moved off the yard, off the campus, and got our own apartment. Now, how many of you know that if you have a friend and then you begin to live with them, and after that you can still be friends? That's the friendship you want to hold on to. And we did just that. It was like yesterday. I remember Quincy came to me and said, I have to ask you a question. I need to talk to you. I said, okay, but what's going on? He said, well, when I have my first child, I would like you to be the godfather. I didn't know where this was coming from, but I followed suit and I said, sure. And I would like for you to be the godfather of my first child. About a month and a half go by, I'm still thinking, what in the world was this guy asking me this for? I get a phone call on my way to work. Quincy says, hey, I'm having a boy. I said, you're having a what? Yep, I'm having a boy. I said, great. Time goes on. Right before graduation, his son is here, Quincy Jr. We call him Little Q. And I became a godfather even before I graduated. Time goes on. I moved to California, took a job with Sears. He stays in Greensboro. I come back to North Carolina in Raleigh, and now it's my turn. God blessed me with my firstborn, my beautiful daughter, Jasmine Cowan. And it was my turn to make that phone call. Hey, Quincy. She's here, she's here. It's your turn to be a godfather. He was so excited. About 2 weeks went by. I got a phone call from Quincy on a Wednesday night. It's a Wednesday night that I would never forget. He said, hey, it's been about 2 weeks. I haven't seen my new goddaughter. I'm going to fly into Raleigh next Friday. Can you pick me up? I said, sure. Give me the information, and I'm there. The week just flew by because I was excited about seeing my best friend. Saturday came. I did what I always do. I go shoot basketball. Swish. Yeah, I got game. Yeah. So this Saturday morning, I shot about 3 or 4 games of basketball, smelling good. And I go into the house. My wife at the time is in the kitchen, so I go and we do this game every Saturday. I say, give me a hug, baby. If you love me, you give me a hug even though I don't smell good. And she usually would say, no, you stink. Get in the shower, go, leave me alone. But this time, she didn't do that. This time, she turned around, she had a straight face. I knew that something was wrong. So I put the games away and I said, baby, what's wrong? She said, I need to talk to you. I said, I'm standing right here, what's going on? She said, there's been an accident. There's been an accident and Quincy was in a car accident and he died. I paused. So I immediately went out of the apartment. I sat on the steps outside. You see, I heard what she was saying, but it wasn't registering. It could not make sense. I looked at my cell phone. No missed calls, no missed texts. I knew then that the information that she gave me was not correct. She was wrong. And as soon as I got myself up to tell her she was wrong, my phone rang. And it was Jennifer, Little Q's mom. And all I could hear was the tears pouring out the other end of the cell phone. And at that time, I knew that this was real. Time just stood still. See, I don't think you understand. This just wasn't somebody I met in college. This just wasn't somebody in math class. This was my man. Gone. Like that. As adults, we learn how to deal with death. A matter of fact, the older we get, the more experience we're going to have. For me, after the funeral, I just distanced myself from the family, from Jennifer, from Little Q. Not on purpose, it just happened. I had my own 2 kids, a wife, and job. But it was a burden that I carried around everywhere that I went. Every step that I took, every step, I felt the weight of me not holding up my promise. The promise to be the godfather. It bothered me. Years went on. Thank God for social media. Last October, Jennifer gave me a call. Little Quincy's mom. Said, Quincy's playing lacrosse. He's going to be at the University of Chapel Hill, playing in a high school tournament. There's a lot of colleges that's coming to see him play. This would be a great opportunity for you to come bring the kids and see the grown-up Quincy. I said, awesome. I wouldn't miss it for the world. See, you don't understand. I remember the last time that I saw Little Q. He was going to the 3rd grade. I bought him some school clothes. I was so proud. But that was the last time that I saw him. So I put the kids in the car. We came on. We got to the campus. We got to the field. I didn't see him anywhere. My daughter said, Dad, it took me too hard to find him. Not too many black kids play lacrosse. I said, you're right. Then I saw him. And I'm telling you, I saw Quincy, and time stood still again. I saw Big Q and Little Q. It was a great occasion. We talked about an hour after the game. I even showed him a picture on my cell phone of me holding him at his father's funeral. And I want all of you to know tonight, this afternoon, I spoke to Quincy last night, Little Q that is, via Facebook. I told him about this contest. I told him who I was talking about, who I was going to uplift through this speech. He told me, you got this. Make me and my daddy proud. So what I want to leave with you today is, if you're breathing, it's never too late to keep a promise.